Have you ever met someone for just a few seconds and instantly decided whether you liked them or not, even before they said a single word? That moment is called a first impression. And according to psychologists, your brain forms these judgments in as little as 1/10 of a second, meaning your mind is already evaluating a person before you consciously realize it. This rapid evaluation happens because the human brain evolved to make quick decisions about trust and safety, a survival mechanism deeply rooted in our evolutionary psychology. When you see a new face, your brain's amygdala and prefrontal cortex immediately begin analyzing visual signals, such as facial expressions, posture, eye contact, and even subtle emotional cues, trying to determine whether the person is trustworthy, confident, or potentially threatening. Researchers at Princeton University found that people consistently form similar judgments about strangers within milliseconds of seeing their faces, which suggests that our brains rely heavily on pattern recognition and social heuristics to make these snap decisions. One of the most powerful factors influencing first impressions is body language, because studies show that more than half of our communication is nonverbal, meaning posture, gestures, and eye contact can influence perception far more than the words we speak. For example, individuals who maintain confident posture, steady eye contact, and relaxed facial expressions are often perceived as more trustworthy and competent, even when observers have no other information about them. Another key psychological factor is the halo effect, a cognitive bias discovered by psychologist Edward Thorndike, which occurs when one positive trait, such as attractiveness or confidence, causes people to assume that a person also possesses other positive qualities like intelligence, kindness, or leadership ability. This bias explains why attractive or well-dressed individuals are often judged more favorably during job interviews, social encounters, or even courtroom trials. Clothing also plays a surprisingly powerful role in shaping first impressions because the brain associates visual symbols with social meaning, so formal clothing may signal authority or professionalism, while casual attire may suggest friendliness or creativity. Voice tone and speaking speed also affect perception, because research in social psychology shows that people who speak clearly and calmly are often perceived as more confident and intelligent than those who speak hesitantly. Interestingly, once a first impression is formed, it becomes very difficult to change because the brain experiences confirmation bias, a psychological tendency to look for information that supports our initial judgment while ignoring evidence that contradicts it. This means that if someone forms a negative first impression, they may unconsciously interpret neutral actions as further proof that their judgment was correct. However, psychologists emphasize that first impressions are not always accurate because they are built on limited information and subconscious assumptions rather than deeper understanding. The fascinating truth is that our brains are constantly trying to simplify the complex social world around us, and first impressions are simply a mental shortcut that helps us quickly categorize people. Understanding the psychology behind first impressions reveals something powerful about human behavior, because it shows that the way we present ourselves in the first few moments of meeting someone can shape perceptions, opportunities, and relationships long before a real conversation even begins.